All right, Aries, you are up. Let's go ahead and see what you have going on from the 25th of January through to the 31st. You have the Chariot energy. Okay. The Ace of Pentacles. Wow. I mean, you're not really waiting around. You seem to be very focused on some higher goal, higher dream, a bigger ambition, something that you're a little afraid to go after, but you're doing it anyway. And so there's a lot of drive that you have. You're very controlled in what you're doing. You're taking the mature route. It's like you're starting something and you're finishing it, and you're doing so through some level of maturity. So maybe for some of you, it's like a seed that you planted a while ago, or maybe it's a brand new seed that you're planting, but you're seeing it to completion. Like it's something that you're actually finishing this week, which I know sounds really weird. The Three of Cups, you have a lot of support, friend groups, etc. There can be an opportunity to bring something to a culmination through a group of friends. So for instance, this could be a group project, or maybe it's even something like creating some kind of outing or get together between you and other people. Also, if there's some kind of reconciliation energy, it feels like it's going really well. It feels like there's a lot of maturity here. The Star reversed. Okay. The Three of Swords reversed. There's still some past pain that you're kind of holding on to a little bit. And I think you're having a hard time coming out of that specifically. And although you do have a lot of drive and a lot of support around you, it very much feels like there's things going on in the background that's really hard for you to, I don't want to say comprehend, but I guess deal with. Seven of Swords. You're being like pretty avoidant with certain things, or it makes me feel like you're really just being very protective of yourself. I think that a lot of what this is, I don't think it's just a distraction, but it's definitely kind of, I don't even think that deter is the right word. It's, you're navigating yourself away from whatever these feelings are, I think, because you're trying to focus on something else. And sometimes that's what we need to do. I mean, your ruler Mars is coming to in a conjunction with Pluto this week. So I think that you may feel transformed. There may be some tower moments that you're going through, if I may be so bold. And it feels like you're having a hard time coming out of that. But it also feels like you know how to become more strategic because whatever it is that you went through. What's that Three of Swords? The King of Pentacles reverse. It can be around your finances, okay? So, while there may be some issue around money, or maybe even commitment, or maybe it's something regarding the money that you share, the assets that you share, a house that you share, whatever, with another person, there's some issues going on with that, but there is a new opportunity to see something through to completion. Tell me about that Ace of Pentacles, the Empress. Mm, mm. For some of you, there can be a pregnancy. Okay, just putting that out there. All right. I'm not saying for all of you, but maybe. Okay, maybe for one of you. So just be cautious. But this to me is about your self-worth and your self-value. There's an opportunity for you to choose you. There's an opportunity for you to treat yourself the way that you want to be treated and surround yourself with people that are going to do the same or better. And that's the route that you seem to want to take. So I do want to see that Seven of Swords, the Ten of Wands. You're trying to avoid biting off more than you can chew, or taking on more responsibility that you just really feel like isn't yours. Because it makes me feel like whatever this was, you may have felt used by someone, okay, just being honest with you, whether it was for status or some kind of financial gain, and you're having a hard time coming out of that. Like, for instance, maybe some of y'all got scammed by somebody who wanted a green card or some shit. I mean, I don't know. Or maybe somebody, pretended to be your friend, but really they just wanted, a bunch of your subscribers or a bunch of your followers or something in that regard. And you're like, you know what? That hurts now that I found out the truth, but there's some kind of opportunity that is allowing you to see your own worth, or even really put it into practice. Tell me about that World. Damn, the Ten of Cups. Some of you may be closing out certain relationships, but I also think that new ones are beginning. If I'm going to be honest with you, some of you may be deciding to just be friends with someone if the romantic relationship isn't working out, okay? Because I mean, you're really like, you're not just, oh yeah, like I have this potential, yay, I'm not going to do anything with it. You have potential and you're actually doing something with it and you're seeing it through to completion. And I think that because your self-worth and your self-value is increasing and your confidence is increasing and your drive is increasing and your even your femininity, okay, even if you're a man, okay, that some people are going to fall out of your life. Some people are not going to be okay with this newfound, you know, a feminine mentality or this newfound worth that you realize you've always had or whatever. And you may see that some relationships or connections don't work out, and that's okay, you know. I do want to get a guidance card for this. Eight of Pentacles. Put in the work, baby. Raise your standards. Okay? Raise your worth and then add tax. You know what I'm saying? And I think that you'll be just fine. Your advice, steady progress. Yeah, take your time. And then house 8. So there may be something regarding shared resources. It can be something where you're needing to release some kind of fear. It can be that somebody was using you. Maybe there's some debts that you're needing to pay off. That steady progress says move with deliberate care as patience and attentiveness guide you to thoughtful achievements. And I think that's what this week seems to be about for you. Like, yes, do I think that there are going to be some tower moments, or do I think that there's going to be some deep and dark transformations that you're going to have to come out of? Oh, absolutely. But I think if you just do like one foot in front of the other, what's the next right thing to do? One thing at a time, even if it means like writing out to-do lists or writing out pros and cons lists of why you think somebody belongs in your life and why another person doesn't, then that's absolutely what you should do, okay? So thanks a lot, Aries. All right, Taurus, let's go ahead and see what this week has in store for you from the 25th through to the 31st. Show me, Taurus. Show me, Taurus. Ooh, King of Swords. Reverse at the bottom of the deck. Empress reverse and the Temperance reverse. Okay. The Page of Wands reversed. Seven of Pentacles reversed. Queen of Pentacles. The Three of Wands reversed. The Three of Swords reversed. The Nine of Pentacles in the upright. Interesting. Okay. Tell me about, okay. I definitely think that you feel like you've been overdoing it in certain ways in your life, where maybe you felt you've been trying to prove something too much to someone, or you thought that the more that you gave, then that means that the more worthy you were, or but you realized that you weren't really getting what it is that you wanted out of a situation because of that. And so you're finding balance is your best friend, in my opinion. You're learning to reprioritize. You're learning that the shortcuts are not always the best way to go about something, whether that's in relationships or finances. What's that King of Swords reversed? The Hierophant reversed. Be very cautious of like extreme thinking or rebellious thinking just to be rebellious, okay? You might piss some people off. Now, if that's your intention, you know, then good for you. But with this, like, because that's your energy and that is your major arcana. Now, the King of Swords is Aquarius and the Hierophant reverse is Taurus, but Taurus reversed or this Hierophant reverse, both of these are quite rebellious. And it can be somebody who's incredibly stubborn in regards to their thinking. And it can be that, you know, maybe you were gaslit into a certain spiritual community or into a certain way of thinking, and you may be trying to break free from that. I definitely feel like there's a lot of questioning around like morals, values, the high ground, what you know versus what you don't. And I feel like you've also been wasting your time in some kind of area in your life that may be to do with work, or maybe it's a relationship, whatever it is, but it almost feels like you're kind of you're growing impatient with whatever it is, but you're kind of delaying disengaging with it completely. Okay, because the Queen of Pentacles is here. So I feel like you're really taking care of yourself. You're doing what it is that you need to do. You're taking care of your home, your family, your business if you have one. But that 3 of Wands reversed and the 3 of Swords reversed tells me that there's some kind of frustration around a romantic situation or some kind of grief. Because something doesn't really look like it panned out in the way that you wanted it to. Although I am seeing pre-Empress energy here, which is the 9 of Pentacles, somebody very independent, enjoying their life a little bit more, and I think that you guys had been overworking in some way, whether it's to get other people to like you, whether it's to work extra hard at your job or whatever. Like, you may have thought suffering equals worthiness or something. I don't really feel like you're of that mindset anymore. Something is changing. What's that 7 of Pentacles about, please? The Chariot reverse. Something in your life feels forced. For some of you, if I'm going to be honest, okay, there may be like an issue with the vehicle. I'm not saying it's got to be your vehicle, but you're like, you know what? I am sick and tired of putting money into this piece of shit. It really can be something like that. Or if you've been trying to invest, what were we invested in or whatever? The 5 of Wands, trying to keep the peace. It feels like you've been trying to keep the peace in a situation, but really it feels like you're annoyed. I'm just getting like the image of a cat flicking its tail. Like, you've been very annoyed, you've been trying to keep the peace, and now you're hitting a breaking point where you feel like, I'm just forcing this at this point. This person is pissing me off, or this job is pissing me off. It's something like that. Like, have you ever been on a date and like the person was such a douche or such a bitch or whatever, and you just like tried to play nice, tried to be nice about it until you're just like, yeah, I can't do this. Like, don't ever call me again. It's that kind of vibe. Tell me about that Page of Wands reversed. The 2 of what? Yeah, you're realizing like, okay, so something is just not it for me, and you're realizing that you have to come out of your comfort zone in order to make something happen. It can be a job as well because of all of the pentacle energy here, but you seem to be in a pretty good financial situation. What's that 3 of Swords reverse? The Star. Oh, honey, there's like some big dream or wish or goal that you really want. And I think that you're doubting it, but I think you just need to reprogram your thinking, or you need to realign, or you need to think of a different plan to go about something. Because you can have whatever this is that you want. It's just that you're needing to re-coordinate something. You're needing to go back and be like, okay, that didn't work. Let me try it this way. Okay, that's really all it is. Why the 3 of Wands reversed? The King of Wands reverse. Something's kind of like messing with your pride or your ego a little bit. I think you're frustrated, but it can also be that you're very frustrated with somebody else's ego. I also think that you're very healed, or you're healing. Can I get one more on that King of Swords reverse and that Hierophant reverse, please? The Queen of Swords. Okay, there we go. You may feel like somebody's giving you the runaround, like somebody's gaslighting you about, like, it almost feels like somebody is trying to convince you of something. But that Queen of Swords at the end here tells me that you kind of cut through the crap. It feels like somebody's trying to, like, I don't know. It's giving like, you should join my cult, okay? And I don't think that's what it is, but it's giving that vibe. What's the guidance card for this spread? The 8 of Wands. So talk your shit, keep moving forward. Don't let anything hold you back or anyone hold you back. Just keep moving forward. And there's something about using your words this week. We have Resurrection. Shake off the past and rise again. Reinvent yourself and you will rise up from the ashes even more powerful. And then we have Conjunction. Okay, so I mean, there it is. Like, for instance, if you're a Taurus rising, all of this energy is happening in your 10th house, which is like your reputation, how people see you. Maybe somebody's trying to drag you down or something like that, And it's saying, like, shake that shit off. You don't have to be that person anymore, or you don't have to be what they say that you are, or whatever. Like, shake that shit off, rise up, and you will be better than ever, in my not so humble opinion, Taurus. Gemini, what's up? Let's go ahead and see what's going on for you for the week of January 25th through to the 31st. Okay. You're pretty inspired. Very inspired, ready to go. There's maybe some emotions that somebody has for you that they're not letting go, and potentially vice versa. You seem to be pretty ready for new. You might be ready to get laid, if I'm being honest with you. Page of Swords reversed. The Ten of Wands. Don't make things harder on yourself from a mental perspective. It kind of feels like you have a lot of responsibilities and things are already, I don't want to say they're difficult, but you have a lot of responsibilities. You have a lot of things going on. So with that Page of Swords reverse, it kind of makes me feel like you're worried about something, or you feel like you don't have answers to an issue. And so you're kind of filling in the spaces with your own delusions, or you know, it's like when we're not sure, like let's say that we're wondering where our husband or girlfriend or whatever went, and they haven't messaged us in 5 hours, and we're like, what's going on, right? Our mind, because we don't know, we can't fill in the blank spaces. We try to fill in the blank spaces with our own thoughts that we come up with, whether they're true or not. And that can kind of sometimes be the Page of Swords reverse. So what I want to say is, don't make things harder on yourself. Queen of Wands, you're really kicking ass and taking names if necessary, but I don't even think you care enough to do so. That Ten of Wands to the Queen of Wands tells me not only do you have a lot of responsibilities, but you're also acing them. You're really taking the lead, and you're doing so through confidence and showmanship. The Fool reversed. The Lovers. Okay. All right. So this like uncertainty, or this lack of information that you feel like you have, I do believe that's what's causing this Fool reverse, because there may be a connection. It doesn't have to be a lover, okay, but it certainly can be. It can be just a business partnership or whatever, but you may be a little skeptical for some reason. You may feel like love is kind of hard right now. The Knight of Wands is here. I don't feel like that Knight of Wands is you. I feel like that Knight of Wands is somebody else. Somebody seems to be coming towards you in regards to love. This may be somebody just a slight bit younger than you, nothing crazy. But it's like, I always think like when a knight is going after the queen, it's like, okay, it feels a little taboo for some reason, you know, like what is the queen doing fucking the knight, you know, or like, what is the knight doing effing the queen, right? Excuse my French. So I don't know here. There's somebody here who really loves you, I feel, but there's also fear around vulnerability potentially. What's that Ace of Wands about? What's that Ace of Wands about? The Judgment. So you're really motivated to focus on your purpose. There's like a higher level of thinking here when it comes to what you truly want. You're like acing something here, pun intended. You're acing something. Can I get one more for this? The Four of Cups. You're being very honest with yourself in regards to what's working and what's not. And there's no more focusing on like what you can't control, right? Four of Cups is about like, oh, you know, I'm sad that I have all these other opportunities because I wish that this would have worked out. You're not really doing that anymore. You're being honest with yourself in regards to the choices that you have at hand and what you can do with them. And the fact that you can't control what did or did not work out in the past at this point, because why? It's the past. So you're very inspired to make higher self decisions and decisions that align with your higher purpose. What's that Page of Swords reversed about? What's that Page of Swords reversed about? The Wheel of Fortune reverse. Don't do that thing. Like you may kind of, I'm getting like a spiraling energy. You look at the Page of Swords and the Wheel of Fortune, it's Jupiter, which is the higher mind, and then Gemini, Page of Swords reverse, is the lower mind. So it's like getting lost in the details versus getting lost in the big picture. And I kind of feel like you're doing both, you know? And so I think you're kind of doing this like circular thing where you have a thought in your mind that isn't necessarily true, and you allow it to fester, and then it just becomes another wand that you're having to carry that isn't really necessary to carry. So I feel like if you're gonna give yourself a bit of a lighter load, try to not focus on the things that you can't control, which is exactly what I think you're inspired to do anyway. I think a lot of it comes, I think a lot of it comes from maybe some mommy or daddy issues, but it can also be coming from a connection that hasn't worked out or you feel like isn't really working out, or some kind of control issue that you have or insecurities that you have. Okay. Tell me about that. Why is the Fool reversed here? Why is the Fool reversed? Oh, okay. The Seven of Swords reversed. Why do you feel guilty about this? It seems like you have an opportunity to kind of start brand new and go out on a journey, like go out on a brand new journey, but for some reason it's making you feel guilty, and it may be around a love interest. Like maybe you and your husband or wife are separated or something like that, and maybe you've been separated for a while, and then you get a chance to date somebody and you're like, they're coming right towards me. It feels really good. And the lovers can simply be you as well. I feel like somebody's coming towards you, but you seem to be hesitant for some reason. It's making you feel guilty. Why is it making Gemini feel guilty? The fact, because you're focused on a past issue. Because we saw, if you remember, we saw that Tower reversed and that King of Cups. So I feel like there's somebody else that still loves you, or there's still some old emotional attachments or something like that. What's the overall guidance for this? The Hangman. So it's about surrendering, essentially, Neptunian or Piscean energy. It's about surrendering and allowing yourself to see the many possibilities that are presenting themselves to you, lovers as well. Okay, so let's see here. We have scales of balance and fire. Seek equilibrium in love and career, harmonizing your inner scale to weigh decisions with both heart and mind. Okay, so allow yourself to be inspired, but make sure what it is that you're inspired by, that it is of equal measure before you go chasing it to death. Okay, thanks a lot, Gemini. All right, Cancer, you're up. Let's go ahead and see what's going on for you between January 25th through to the 31st. I can't even believe this month is almost over. Are you joking? All right, your energy, the Death card. Okay, we have the Nine of Swords and the Two of Pentacles reversed behind that. You seem you seem really anxious. It feels like there's some things that are happening in your life that are changing you. I think it's for the better, but it's gonna feel a little destabilizing. Ooh, the Empress. Hey, mommy. Ooh, the Ten of Swords. The King of Pentacles. The Five of Pentacles reverse. The Justice reverse. Oh, man. The Three of Pentacles. It feels like you're giving up on something that's stressing you out. Something is ending. What's ending or what's changing? What is this? Death card, please. The Temperance reverse. You're imbalanced in your life in some way. Or there's a relationship imbalance, or there's something that's imbalanced here. And you may be taking on too many things at once, or doing too much in one way or another. There's something in your life where you may be also trying to take shortcuts, and something about that is ending, but it's ending because it's trying to get you to evolve. It's trying to get you to evolve. These are big changes, baby. There's a masculine and a feminine here, and I don't know which one you are. There may be some kind of ending between you and somebody else. Okay. So, it seems like, I want to see what that Ten of Swords is. The Tower reverse, something from the past. There may be some, oh God, I'm sorry, it sounds so negative. there may be some kind of betrayal that comes up or is potentially revealed in some way. So what can if the Ten of Swords is being clarified by the Tower in reverse, what can that mean? That can mean that somebody didn't let somebody in on something else. Maybe it was like a lie by omission, or it may be that somebody said they let go of something and then they didn't, or they were over something and they weren't, but it feels very betrayal-esque. Now, I see the masculine and the feminine standing in their power, okay? Now, you could be both of these people, so I don't know. But that Empress there very much knows her worth. She's standing very strong. She's looking really, really good. The King of Pentacles is showing up very committed, very mature, incredibly generous. But there is that Ten of Swords between them, which feels a little dark. Something can't be done the same way that it was. So what do I mean by that? It feels like a relationship, whether it's a business partnership, a romantic partnership, a friendship, it will never be the same. And it has changed you, or it is changing you. Give me one more on that Death card, please. Wow. The Seven of Cups. No more illusions. No more fantasies. It almost feels like a truth bomb or a forced change. You know, the Death card can be like being dethroned in some way, so it could feel like you're kind of, I don't know. So, for some of you, if you've had like too many options, okay, in regards to love, that could be ending, but it feels like it's out of your control. Like, I don't feel like you're the one doing it, because the Death card, if that shows up in our energy, it's because something that is kind of being forced upon us from outside of us. What's that Five of Pentacles reversed, please? The Four of Swords. So there is some kind of reprieve, okay? After an ending, after some level of betrayal, there is a reprieve. There is a coming back to home, coming back to witness. Why do I hear that? Coming back to witness? I don't know why I heard that. But there is some kind of healing. What's that Justice reverse, please? The Nine of Wands reverse. There may be an issue with boundaries here, where someone else is doing someone else dirty because of a lack of boundaries. Okay. But there also may be some kind of, it could be a court case that doesn't really go right. You know what I mean? It can be something that's very exhausting. It can also be a relationship or some kind of dynamic that is like one side is incredibly self-serving. Okay. Tell me about that Three of Pentacles. The Eight of Swords reversed. The Two of Swords reversed. But again, there's like another reprieve. There's another reprieve. Because I feel like there's a lack of boundaries here. And it looks like because of that lack of boundaries, somebody may be taking advantage. Okay. There can be like a me kind of energy here. But once again, there is some kind of reprieve. Okay. Someone could have done another person pretty dirty. And it could be because there is like a lack of respect there. But I do see some kind of collaboration or coming together and getting on the same page with someone after deciding not to avoid a situation. What's the advice for Cancer here? The Ace of Pentacles reverse. Can I get one more? The Eight of Cups reverse. Ask yourself if you're settling in a situation. Okay. But it could also be that an opportunity you thought was lost really isn't. And if you revisit it, you may be able to kind of get it again. Let me see what the oracle is. Hurtful events and Pisces. There can be a hurtful event around a Pisces. As you navigate this challenging time, learn to let go of the past so it won't weigh you down. I feel like maybe it's just that things are being brought back from the past to be able to have compassion towards one another and understanding. Okay, listen to your intuition. So it feels like something is coming back up in a very humbling way. If I may be so bold, it feels like it's coming up in a very humbling way, and it's coming up not to punish someone. It's coming up because there needs to be some level of transparency. The death card asks for transparency, and Mars is going to be in a conjunction to Pluto next week, okay, or this coming week for when I'm doing this. And so I feel like this is when we're kind of digging up the crap, you know, we're digging up the crap a little bit. Okay, but it's not a punishment. It's so that we can release it and let it go. I know nobody wants to hear that, Cancer, but I love you. Okay, Leo, let's see what's going on for you between January 25th through to the 30th. Oops, the devil wanted to show its head. Okay, well, we'll see. Are we dealing with the Capricorn or have that in your chart? Show me Leo for this week, coming week. The Eight of Pentacles, working hard or hardly working. Okay, you seem to be kind of distracting yourself from something. I think you're doing it in a healthy way. I think that you're either learning something or you're working out or you're throwing yourself into some kind of project that's important to you. The Six of Wands, not only that, but baby, you are getting exactly what a Leo wants. You're getting all that attention and all that love. You're getting rewarded, or you're getting some kind of validation for something I think that you've been working on. The Four of Pentacles, okay. You're like being so humble about it. Ace of Cups reverse. It feels like you're being so humble about it. Yeah, Knight of Pentacles reverse. Okay. The Devil still came out. The Queen of Cups. Okay. Tell me about that Eight of Pentacles. It's almost like you don't, it's like, I don't want to say you don't want the attention, okay, but it's almost like something about it is kind of draining to you. It's almost like somebody is saying, oh wow, I really love that book you wrote, and you're like, oh yeah, thanks, you know, it just, because you're being quite held back about it. Okay, you're very much a perfectionist, and that moon is, at least this week, and this moon is clarifying that Eight of Pentacles, which tells me that there's some fear around not being good enough. It's the Eight of Pentacles is the sun in Virgo, so when we attach the moon, which is basically like fears and needing to trust ourselves, needing to listen to our inner voice, sometimes Virgo has a hard time doing that. Why? Because the opposite is Pisces, which is what the moon is. And so to me, this is you kind of overthinking something that you're working on and feeling like, oh, it's not going to be good enough. Oh, I'm not going to get it done on time. Oh, but you're like pushing it down. And I also think that it could be that, again, you're trying to suppress some kind of emotion through work, through a project, through working out, etc. What is that Six of Wands for? The Three of Cups reversed. So I think that you're coming out on top in regards to some kind of drama. You know, it can be something as simple as some kind of Twitter beef. Like, I'm not even joking you. You know, and you just like kill it with one of those one-liners, you know, or maybe you're on a podcast and you just you know, knock somebody down with just one of those swift kick Leo, you know, zingers, and people are like, damn, you know, it's something. It feels like it's something regarding some level of drama or third-party situations that you seem to be coming out on top of. And I kind of want to say, like, I don't feel like people were expecting it. And it feels like you don't even really want the recognition. Okay. Because it's interesting. I do believe that something you're accomplishing, you have a bit of a balance, in my opinion. It feels like you have some haters, but it also feels like you have some fans, so to speak. Why the Four of Pentacles? Why the Four of Pentacles? Because you're being quite reserved about it. The High Priest, I don't trust this shit. You don't really know. I think that you're kind of not really realizing who you can really trust. So let's say that, you know, you had a breakup and so you're trying to suppress your emotions and you throw yourself into your work, which is called a transmutation of energy, right? And so you're taking the same feeling that you had from that heartache, you're throwing yourself into your work and you get major success from it. Like maybe it's a job you just started out as and now all of a sudden they want to promote you and like you got some haters, but you also have some admirers about it and you're like, I don't even trust this shit anyway. You know what I mean? Or something like that. It's almost like you're trying to downplay what it is that you're accomplishing because of what other people have to say about it. Like it's like, oh God, I don't want to trigger anybody, you know? Like I remember when I got into the restaurant business. Well, that's not when I first. Anyway, I got a job somewhere, and I was a server, and people really wanted to be a bartender, and I got that job within I think it was 2 months. And some people were really mad at me, but they, you know, were mad at me behind my back. So I felt like I had to be overly nice and kind of downplay it. Oh, it's not a big deal, you know, because people like hated me about it, which is like really silly, but it feels something to that degree. Tell me about that Knight of Pentacles reverse. The Ace of Swords. But why is the Knight of Pentacles reversed? The Knight of it feels like you're very clear about something, but you're being very perfectionistic about it. There's a lot of stubborn energy here, if I'm going to be honest. It almost feels like you're downplaying your power, if I'm going to be honest with you. Like, have you ever played a game with like your child and let them win? It's like you're just letting someone win. That's what it feels like, even though you could say or do so much so quick. Like, has anybody ever insulted you, but you were like, if I do it, you will never forget it. You know what I mean? And so you're like, maybe I'm just gonna sit this one out for your sake. That's what it feels like. Because you know your power underneath of it, and you're kind of choosing compassion, even though you could annihilate whomever or whatever this is. Like if you wanted this job, you could get it in a second. Or if you wanted to, you know, outshine the master, you could do it, but you're kind of choosing not to, even though you have that power. Yeah, Six of Pentacles reverse. About what though? The Nine of Cups. Don't let too many people slide, okay? Because you still need to get what it is that you want to a degree. It doesn't mean you have to be like a selfish asshole, but I would very much pick and choose who you give your time or your energy to, okay? It can also be saying don't take advantage of something, which I think you know that you could and you're not. Mountain of Mastery, ascend towards self-realization and triumph, guided by the stoic presence of the Mastery Mountain pathway. So basically, I think this is about self-awareness. It's about going after what you want and initiating things. So it's telling you to initiate something that you want, to be courageous, to be brave and go after it. And a lot of this is going to bring some self-awareness. And I do think that you are going to have a victory and a triumph this week, Leo. Virgo, I hope you guys are doing well. Let's go ahead and see what's going on for you for the week of January 25th through to the 31st, 2026. Show me Virgo. The Knight of Cups reversed in your energy. Okay. We have the Hermit and the World here at the bottom of the deck. Lots of soul searching happening. Okay. You're definitely rethinking a lot in regards to love, creativity, and your emotions. And you've been through a bit of a dark night of the soul journey that's got you here and is making you question things. Don't mind if I do. Love the Emperor. Okay. Oh my goodness. The Strength card. Yeah, there's that reversed emotionality card again. The Cups energy is reversed. That masculinity is on point though. The Magician is here, even if you're a woman. The 10 of Cups. Now there's some cups that are upright. So you don't want this willy-nilly victim mindset kind of love. You don't want to be in that space. You don't want some kind of too good to be true. You want something stable. You're manifesting some kind of stable relationship. And that's what your intent is, to create a safe space within your home, family, and or relationship dynamics. The King of Cups, I love this. That's when you seem to be in a better emotional space, because it feels like you need to know that something is guaranteed or that something is stable. Why is that Knight of Cups reversed? The Seven of Wands. Okay. You may feel or get a little bit jealous this week, because you may feel like you're needing to compete for somebody's attention, time, affection, something to that regard. Okay, something in that regard. And so you seem to be kind of detaching yourself from whatever that is. There's a lot of confidence here. You're like, you know what? I don't really have time or energy to maintain that kind of emotional current, I guess you could say. I want to see what that page of, why is that Page of Cups reversed? What's going on with that? The Four of Wands, because you want something stable. You want something serious. There's a lot of masculine energy here. And I feel like you have the mind to get what it is that you want. You certainly have something to offer. You want, because you see, I told you, you want something stable, regardless of the misunderstandings and all these things. Even if this is like a job, right? Let's say that this is a job. And you may start getting a little jealous, or you might be in a mood because you feel like other people are hating on you. If I'm going to be honest, you may feel like others are hating on you, or you may be hating on someone else. Now you have the Emperor and the Strength here with the Page of Cups reverse. So if you're kind of in this energy of like, poor me, other people are doing better than me, I want something stable. I think that you end up getting something stable because some kind of relationship in your life, whether it's family or romantic, ends up inspiring you to become that yourself. Okay. For others of you, again, you could be in this energy, like whether it's love or work, let's say it is work, you can be upset or a little moody because you feel like there's too much competition at work, but it seems like you're of this mindset of, you know what, I don't want to play victim anymore. I don't want to be upset because of what other people have. I'm just going to go out and get that shit myself with that Emperor and that Strength card. And to be honest with you, I feel like you are. And it seems like not only that, you have a lot of support going for you this week as well. If this is you, this King of Cups, then you're really in love with someone. You feel very emotionally stable. I love this energy. You're really kicking ass. If this like masculine energy is not you, then I feel like you have somebody fighting for you with that Emperor energy there. What's that magician intent? What's the magician's intentions here? The Hermit. You really are trying to grow. The Hermit is you. You're trying to grow. This is a lot of mental energy. This is double Virgo. I mean, you really are becoming your highest vibration. You know, like maybe you're doing things like you're working on your habits and your day to day, and maybe you're getting more rest or something like that. And you're just becoming a more dominant person with that Emperor energy there. You know, you're becoming a more emotionally intelligent person. Maybe you used to feel like you were a victim in situations, and you know, maybe you were, but now you're like breaking out of that mindset and you're like, fuck that. I'm not going to be that. I get to choose. That's kind of the energy that I'm getting from you. I mean, I'm not mad at you, Virgo. Give me one more on that Knight of Cups reversed. The Sun. This is a lot of masculine energy coming to the forefront. It's like you know, you were in this kind of like, well, poor me energy. And then all of a sudden you're like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to do this. That's what it looks like. It's some kind of confidence, because I think once you get yourself out of that situation, or not out of that situation, but out of this mindset of like, you're never going to win or something like that, you're actually really going to find that your mindset is what makes you more capable than other people. So I just want to get an overall general advice message. This is a great reading. The Two of Cups reverse. Okay, what are you asking Virgo to do here? The World. Handle things on a mature level. There's this cup reversed energy again. So handling things maturely. Starting what you finish, whether it's an argument or something else entirely. You have Frost of Stillness and House 1. So this is about you being stoic, I feel. Embrace the frost of stillness, where in the calm of icy pause, reflective clarity is found. Well, that's kind of what this energy is about, I think. And I think a lot of it is about your mindset. It's about you. It's about your individuality, or it's about your physical body. Maybe you're, you know, realizing that in order to really live a fulfilling life, you got to start from the ground up and just focus on like the health of your physical body, right? If we don't have our health, we don't have anything. That's truly the foundation, right? You think about the sixth house, that's like the sixth house. A lot of people sleep on the sixth house. Are you kidding me? That's literally the foundation for like your life, you know? And so I feel whatever it may be, there's something about your self-image, your approach to life, your filter through life, how you maneuver through life, how you perceive things. That's going to be either your best friend or your biggest enemy, Virgo. Thanks a lot. Hey, Libra, let's go ahead and see what's going on for you for the week of January 25th through to the 31st. Show me Libra. The High Priestess reverse. The King of Cups, the Page of Swords reverse. I really don't know if you know what to think when it comes to somebody that you care about. It seems like you're not really certain about this person. You're honestly having a hard time trusting yourself. You may be listening to what this person has to say a little bit more than your own intuition, but let's see. The Hierophant. The Lovers reversed. There's a bit of a learning curve when this looks like relational, if I'm going to be honest. You definitely don't really trust something. You may be hiding something. Hiding doesn't always have to mean something nefarious. It can just simply mean like, you know, you're hiding a certain belief that you have because you're afraid of what this person is going to think, or whatever it may be. And it looks like something for you isn't really aligning. Okay, like it can be around morals, values, unrequited love, something to this effect, but you may feel like there's still some kind of construct between the two of you. There's some kind of commitment still between you and this other person, the Tower, but something is not working. This feels like love to me, okay? Now for others of you, there could be like an educational path, and you know, everybody else was telling you like, oh, you should do this, or you should learn this, or you should commit to this, and you're like, I'm not really fucking feeling this shit. And so then like, because it's really not fundamental or valuable to you, God or the universe, whatever you believe in, may end up kind of taking it out of your life, whatever it is. Okay, the Three of Pentacles, you have support here. So somebody's here to help you pick up some pieces. And sometimes the Tower can just be a revelation, an epiphany. Oh my God, why am I doing this? I don't even want to be here. You know, Ace of Swords reversed. I want to clarify that one. And the Knight of Cups here. Okay. There may be love at the workplace. That can certainly be the case. I could see that. But it seems like you have some questions. You have a lot of questions, don't have a whole lot of answers. So let's see what the High Priestess reverse is about. Why is the High Priestess reverse, please? The Emperor. Some of you are suppressing your own power. But why would they be doing that? The Six of Cups reverse. I see. It's not that. Okay. It's either A, some of you are realizing or coming to an understanding that you're going to have to step it up because somebody else isn't, or because somebody else is too immature. That's really what it comes down to. For others of you, you're not really sure whether or not you can trust that somebody is who they say they are, or that somebody really is going to step it up and be who you need them to be based on your past experiences with said person. But for some of you, it's about uh suppressing your own personal power because somebody else can't take it when you maybe take the lead or outshine them in some way. Because you're aware of your own power, you're aware of what you can build, you're aware of who you are, but it's almost like you're dimming your own shine or something like that. It's like you're getting out of the divine feminine and feeling like you need to be in your divine masculine, which is fine sometimes, because somebody else can't. Why the Lover is reversed. The Seven of Pentacles reverse. It was just a something that you were invested in that you realize is, well, I don't think it's a waste of time, because I think with that Hierophant there's a lot of wisdom that you've acquired from whatever this connection is or whatever this past decision is, but you're realizing that something really isn't aligned regardless of the history or whatever it may be. So I think a tower moment is kind of happening here, an epiphany is happening where you're like, yeah, I don't think I can do this. I don't really think I can do this. The Knight of Wands. I need one more. Where are we going? What's that Knight of Wands? Where are we going with that Knight of Wands? What is that? The Death reversed. Something is clearing out of your life because it's not allowing you to evolve. It's keeping you small, which is what I thought in the beginning anyway when I was reading that High Priestess reverse. Something is keeping you small. So the universe is taking something out of your life because it's trying to get you to revisit some kind of passion because someone or something else is intimidated by it. Tell me about that Three of Pentacles. And through that, that's when you kind of meet your people. You come out of your comfort zone a little bit. You get out of your head and into your work and what you want to do. I think that you're collaborating with people. You're meeting people that can really teach you something. But it feels out of the box. It doesn't feel so confined. Tell me about the Ace of Swords reverse, please. The Strength reverse, but you feel like you don't have a whole lot of confidence for some reason because you may feel like people know more than you. But I like it because it's taking something out of your life that was making you question yourself, and it's kind of forcing you to be like, no, you need to go do this. Or maybe somebody didn't want you to be an actor or an actress or a model or who knows, whatever it is, right? And so they may take that person out of your life because they're, the universe is like, no, you need to do this. And so you meet people who are trying to teach you or who are about the same things as you, and you're kind of coming out of your little hidey hole, but you're like, oh, I don't know if I can do this. Is this really for me? The Page of Wands, it is. Your heart's in it. And because your heart's in it, you're more passionate about it. That's what it really is by the end of this week. The Nine of Wands reverse is your advice. Don't give up. And then we have Rough Road. So it's going to be a little rough. And then we have Jupiter, but you're needing to not give up and you're needing to stay positive throughout it. It says prepare carefully before you continue, for it's a long journey ahead. Yeah. Do I think that this thing is going to take a while? Absolutely. Do I think it's going to be worth it? Even more so? Absolutely. Thanks a lot, Libra. All right, Scorpio, let's go ahead and see what this week has in store for you from January 25th through to the 31st. Tell me, Scorpio. The Fool reversed. You're a little hesitant here. Page of Cups reversed and the Six of Wands at the bottom of the deck. You're either a little hesitant to try to get somebody's attention because you're emotionally uncertain, or it's that you're hiding away from some kind of potential validation or attention that you may receive. The King of Cups reversed. The Eight of Cups. I'm getting emotional uncertainty. Is this really what I want? Four Wands reverse. The Sun reversed. Ten of Wands reversed. A lot of reversals in this one. The Magician. The Upright. You have two upright cards out of all of these cards. Okay. You are definitely not very, I don't even want to say open-minded. You are really not sure about like a family home or relationship situation. You're like, oh God, you're not really feeling the love. You just kind of want to be alone. You're not welcoming anyone into your space, really. It feels very private. You're feeling pretty pessimistic. You're sick and tired of carrying some burden that you don't feel like is yours to fucking carry anymore. Why the Fool reverse, please? The Hangman reverse. You feel like you don't have enough information about something. Like, for instance, let's say that you want to move out of your parents' house. I don't know. Okay, let's say it's that, but you kind of feel like you're stuck there, or you feel like you really don't have enough information to be able to move yet. Like maybe you don't really know where you want to go, or if you're really going to have the funds in 2 months, or whatever it is. So there's a lot of hesitation. It almost feels like you're kind of stuck in this loop, and it's keeping you from having new beginnings. And maybe rightfully so. Like maybe your circumstances are weird. Tell me about that. Why the King of Cups is reversed, please? The Judgment. You see the truth about something and you don't feel like this is it. Like there's something that you're you're reconciling with in regards to your emotions. You're really shut down. Like you're not even able to hold space for other people because you see something very clearly, especially regarding the past and how you got here up until now. What are we walking away from? What's Scorpio walking away from? The Seven of Cups, something that you feel like is an illusion. You know, the Hangman reverse can also be illusion. You're like, yeah, I don't know if this is really for me. Because you're seeing the truth about a person or about a specific situation. And you're like, yeah, I don't think like this is it. I think this is like a fantasy or too good to be true. Or why the Four of Wands reverse? The Queen of Pentacles. Okay, side note, some of you are living with a woman that may no. Give me one more on why the Four of Wands is reversed. The King of Wands. Like you may be trying to move or leave a relationship situation, but you may feel like things are delayed right now because of other people. Or you may not be welcoming someone else into your space because you feel like while you guys are good, it's like you're not good together, or like earth and fire doesn't really mix, or like something like that, right? It's like that kind of, because you seem just very, very closed off. You're overcoming a fear, though. You're shutting someone out. Why the Sun reversed? The Empress. There's a lot of people here. For some of you, if you're not this Empress and this is about love, you can have a lot of doubts about being able to give this person what they want because you feel like this person is just too good for you or something like that. And so your ego's kind of getting in the way, or your self-esteem issues are kind of getting in the way. If you're this Empress energy, again, I feel like you're not, some of you are hiding a pregnancy, okay? For some of you, that's what it is. Or there's some kind of doubts or pessimism about a pregnancy or a mother figure. Tell me about that 10 of Wands reverse. This is a weird reading. The 8 of Wands reverse. There you've been like forcing something to the point of like breakage. The World reverse. Something in regards to work maybe. What were we forcing? Or the 7 of Swords. There's like some, it feels like you're being very secretive. I can't tell if it's nefarious or not. But you may have been biting off more than you can chew. And you may have gotten to a point where you just couldn't do it anymore, or you may be getting to a point where you just can't do it, or you just can't handle it anymore. You're like, I can't do this anymore. What's the intention with that Magician? The Ace of Cups. So it can be around your talents, gifts, skills, and abilities, and attempting to make something out of them. It can also be that you're looking for new love. Okay. So if like a relationship hasn't really been working out, that can definitely be an issue. What's the guidance here for Scorpio? The King of Swords reversed. It's asking you to be very logical in your thinking. The Page of Pentacles reversed. You're needing to be very practical and logical in your thinking. Okay. Because you may be needing to be honest with yourself about some kind of repetitive cycle that you feel like you just keep losing at. What a strange reading. Then we have Real Promise, release the chains of the past and dance to the rhythm of possibility. So, and then we have Mars, your ruling planet. So if you feel like something isn't working out, whether it's a home situation, a love situation, something like that, like let it go, you know? Sorry if you hear my dog. See what else you're capable of, or what else you want to do, or if there's somebody out there that's better for you. Honestly, Scorpio. Thanks a lot. Okay, Sag, you are up. Let's go ahead and see what the week of January 25th through to the 31st has in store for you. Show me Sagittarius. Okay. The 3 of Cups, the King of Cups reverse, and the Ace of Wands reverse at the bottom of the deck. I don't really feel like you're in such a lovey mood. It seems like you're just trying to kind of have fun. You're not really taking things too seriously this week, which is pretty interesting. The 9 of Cups reversed. You're kind of giving in to like a lot of your selfish desires and your wants, you know, and I can't be mad at you. It looks like you have some pretty good support around you, good friends, food, wine, whatever it is that you're doing. I don't even think you know what you're doing here. The Emperor, something is asking you to step up here. The Page of Cups reversed. The 2 of Cups. Back. And the Knight of Swords. Okay. It kind of feels like in the beginning of this week, you're kind of giving somebody a little bit of a runaround. It's like, I don't even know if you really know what you want this week, you know, with that Knight of Wands reverse. You're kind of all over the place. You may be trying to get attention to fulfill some kind of need. There unfortunately may be some negative coping mechanisms that come out to play. I do want to see that 3 of Cups. The Ace of Cups. For some of you, if you're single, you may end up meeting somebody that you're interested in some kind of endeavor. Well, maybe some kind of group endeavor, maybe, or some kind of friendship group, or while you're out. Or for others of you, if this is somebody from the past, you may be reconciling with someone and trying to offer them something. But I also feel like you're kind of, I don't know, I don't want to say attached, but you're very focused on sorry, that's my daughter asking if the dog has been fed. Okay, there we go. Let me put that on silent. Sorry, guys. Okay. Maybe you got people texting you or something. So I feel like you do. Knight of Wands reversed, Nine of Cups reversed. Again, it's like there's this energy of wanting what you want, but at the same time, not really knowing how to get it or kind of being all over the place. This can't just be something as simple as like you get drunk this week, okay? But with that Emperor there, something changes, like something like a flip switches. What turns Sag into this Emperor? The Hierophant reversed. The Tower, the Seven of Cups reversed, the Knight of Cups. It feels like somebody is inspiring you to be better. Because it to me, it looks like it's a reality check coming from outside of you. Like, for instance, let's say that you're single and you end up meeting somebody through a group of friends, and in that moment you're like, holy shit, I think that's my wife, or oh my god, I think that's my husband, like I think that's gonna be, or something in that regard. And so the way that you've been going about life, you may feel like that's not how you want to go about it. You may feel like, I don't really want to be this person, something like this. Or for others of you, you may end up getting some kind of project, or maybe it's work or creative opportunity or something, and it kind of makes you get your crap together. So it can be like, oh my God, it's my dream job. And like a light switch comes on. And I think it's something that may be a little out of your comfort zone or something that's a bit unconventional. And I feel like you're into it. Why is the Page of Cups reversed? What an interesting reading. Of course, you guys would have this reading. The King of Cups reversed. Are you guys uncomfortable with emotions? Like, are you, because there's like, you have the Emperor down. So there's this energy of you being very, I don't know though. I don't feel like, because the Emperor is all of the kings combined. So for this King of Cups reversed and the Page of Cups reversed to show up is kind of interesting. It feels like you just don't take something serious until you do, until it triggers you, until it inspires you, until you have, like, for instance, and I'm not saying that this is what it is, right? But it can be like, maybe you drink a lot and then you end up getting a DUI and you're like, holy shit, I got to get my shit together, right? But you may feel a little emotionally unsettled, okay? But whatever it is, it just feels like a reality check moment. I'm not saying you're getting a DUI, okay? Hopefully not. But then it's like that love connection or that person, that soulmate, friend or otherwise comes in and there's like a serious conversation going on. And you have some clarity about something that you didn't before. What's that? Page of Swords reverse. You get really clear on what you want regarding your partnerships or your groups or who you want to hang out with. You're getting very clear about that. Because I think a lot of you have been involved in some kind of like low vibrational energies, or, maybe people sucking the life out of you, or maybe just, again, some kind of drama. And I feel like once you have this connection, a lot of clarity comes in about not only who you want to hang around with, but who you want to become, and how who you hang around with directly reflects who you actually are. Your general advice for this is the World. This is about maturity and stepping up. That's about maturity and stepping up, babe. Okay. This can be reversed for some of you. Keep that in mind. Embrace the unknown. Venture into the mystery with an open heart, welcoming the lessons hidden in uncertainty. And then you have house 3. So it can be your groups. It can be the people that you socialize with on a day-to-day basis. It can also be saying that your line of thinking needs to change. Maybe it is in regards to relationships. Maybe it's in regards to projects or what you want to do for a living. Nonetheless, it's asking you to potentially even expand your knowledge. Maybe you need to finish a course. Maybe you need to make a website, whatever it is. Don't be afraid to embrace the unknown, because I feel like it's going to benefit you the most. Okay, Capricorn, it is your turn. Let's go ahead and see what is transpiring for you between January 25th through to the 31st. Let's see. Show me Capricorns, please. The 5 of Pentacles reversed. Some of you are paying off debts. Or coming out of some hard financial situation. The Star reversed. The Lovers reversed. Damn, the 6 of Wands reversed. The 4 of Wands. The Death reversed. The Sun. Okay. The 10 of Swords is at the bottom of the deck with the 9 of Swords reversed. Okay. Tell me what that 5 of Pentacles reversed is. The Fool reversed. So some kind of debt or financial issue that has stopped you from starting that business or buying that thing. I think that you're coming out of that. I think there's something that you're paying off. Yeah, the Empress, the 4 of Swords reversed. Maybe you're getting a beauty treatment. Maybe it's something else. But whatever it is, it looks like if there's been a financial situation that has kind of put you in a bad spot where you felt like you couldn't start that business or you couldn't buy that thing that you wanted, I feel like you're at least fixing somewhat the financial situation or paying off the debt that was somehow limiting you. Okay, especially if you maybe made some like reckless financial decisions or something like that. Why the Star reversed? The 6 of Cups. Oh, it almost feels like you're thinking, okay, that was really hard. That betrayal was really hard. That ending was really hard. You probably had a lot of insights. The only thing is that I don't want to say it hasn't made you wiser, but there's still something to learn there. There's still a chance at vulnerability. There's still a chance to be able to share what it is that you know or feel with the world or with someone else. And I think that you're kind of this mindset of like, oh, this connection, or this dream or whatever it is, it will never be as good as it was ever again. Or, this thing that I really dreamed of and really wanted to do, like, it's shattered and it's never going to come true. It's never going to happen for me. That's kind of like how you're thinking about something. The Lovers reversed is here. It's like you're not even really trying. The Devil. I think you're very attached to some kind of unrequited love, or maybe even a bad decision that you made potentially out of fear. Maybe it was around your finances. I'm not really sure, but it's certainly holding you back. And I think that the mental energy that you're giving to it is setting you back. I think that the mental energy that you're giving to the problem instead of the solution is kind of setting you back a little bit. And who am I to say, right? Like, I don't know what you're going through, but there is a need to focus on the solution to something. Because it's like you kind of feel, it's like you feel like you're not being validated for something that you wanted to come true that you're not really trying for. Okay? And maybe it's just it's going to look different than you expected it. My cat moved my camera and I had no idea she was doing that. So welcome back. Anyway, so let's just clarify the 6 of Wands reverse, shall we? The Knight of Cups reverse. She's just not feeling the love, is what it looks like to me. You kind of feel like you're failing. Your self-worth is kind of taking a little bit of a hit. You know, you feel like you're not getting the recognition or the attention that you're striving for or that you'd like to have. You're just feeling a little down. I do see the Four of Wands here, which is really good because it makes me feel like something is working out for you. Okay. Once you walk away from some kind of disappointment and you look for reasons to be happy, that's when you're going to find it. And unfortunately, I think that some of you end up going out or a relationship that you've been holding on to. Yeah, it may work out as well, but it feels more so like because you're walking away from something or some kind of mentality is the reason why something is actually working out for you. Tell me about that Death reversed. What is that? The Magician. So I feel like for some of you, there's some old talent, gift, skill, or ability that you're putting into practice, like something that you put on the shelf, something that you've ignored, something that you wanted to manifest once upon a time. I feel like you're bringing it back. Maybe it has something to do with that Jupiter retrograde in Cancer that we're having right now. That could absolutely be it. Maybe it is an old relationship. I mean, I have no idea. But it looks really positive. And in the end, you look really happy. So, you know, it might start out a little shitty. Four of Swords reverse. You feel like you can kind of come out of your shell. You feel a little bit better. So don't worry about it too much. Like the first half of the week, you may be stressed out. And I feel like by the end, you're like, wow, I don't even know why I was so worried about that. I don't even know why I was so worried about it. What's the overall advice? The Queen of Cups. Lead with your heart, baby. Lead with your heart. I feel like it's going to do you a world of good. And your oracle is seize every minute, embrace each moment with purpose, for time is a precious gift on your journey of self-discovery. It's telling you to have gratitude for something because potentially for a relationship or a Libra in your life, but it's asking you to be grateful for some kind of relationship. Okay. Like, especially let's say that you're a Capricorn rising. Okay. And we were talking about Jupiter retrograde. Well, that's transiting your 7th house. It can be about like your tarot readers or your therapist or your business partner or your romantic partner. Because it's saying that once you start to look for the reasons why you should be grateful, you find them. You find them and you feel more grateful because of it. And then in turn, you end up manifesting more things to be grateful for. Thanks a lot, Capricorn. Take it easy. All right, Aquarius, you are up. Let's go ahead and see what is going on for you for the week of January 25th through to the 31st. Show me Aquarius. The Page of Cups reverse. That's coming out a lot. The Knight of Swords reverse and the Two of Cups reverse at the bottom of the deck. The Empress. Okay. Not mad at you. Well, Venus is in your sign, isn't she? The Strength reverse. The Four of Wands. Okay. The Queen of Cups. For some of you, there could be a same-sex relationship here. That's not for all of you. Ace of Swords. And the Eight of Cups reverse. You're revisiting a conversation that has to do with a relationship, potentially a home situation, but it seems like you're talking about something that you love and potentially to somebody that you love. There's some kind of clarity or a conversation that's bringing you back to something or someone. Bringing us back to what? The Devil. Can I get some clarity on the Devil? The Three of Pentacles reverse. An old collaboration that really didn't work out. You and this other person were not on the same page. It kind of feels like there were potentially some power games, especially if this was like a professional relationship. I see you revisiting a conversation about this or having a conversation around this misunderstanding or whatever it may have been in order to gain more clarity. Tell me about that Ace of Swords. The Justice. I feel like someone may be making something right with you or vice versa. You can get some kind of information or more clarity around a court case as well, especially regarding something from the past. And maybe some kind of lawsuit around a work situation for a few of you. That's obviously not all of you. Tell me about that Queen of Cups there. The Six of Pentacles, you're feeling very supported by someone, and I feel in turn that you're also being very supportive. I also feel like you're being supported for the things that you love. So for instance, let's say that you really like to write and you want to write a blog and you write poetry or something like that. You're feeling very valued in your community because you are doing what you love, or because of how you love how you show up. You show up very emotionally mature, very creative, etc. Things of that nature. So I really like this. I want to see what that Four of Wands is. The Four of Cups reverse. So after some kind of disappointing situation, you're like, fuck it. I'm not going to sit here and worry about this, especially if it like cracked at your, especially if it's cracking at your confidence a little bit this week. You're like, you know what? I don't even care. I'm the Empress. It doesn't matter. You know, I have Venus in my sign. Why am I worried about this? What's causing the strength to be reversed? The King of Swords reverse. Somebody trying to play you mentally. Like it feels like someone's trying to gaslight you. Someone's trying to intentionally cut you down, confuse you, you know, whatever. And you're like, at first it kind of works. And then you're like, okay, bye. Like that's what it kind of feels like to me. Tell me about that Empress. I love that so much. Tell me about that Empress. The Three of Swords. Wow. Aquarius, I feel like you're either going through something or you've gone through something pretty tumultuous or heartbreaking, something that hurt you pretty bad, but it's almost like people wouldn't even know. It's as if you're really good at hiding it. And I think you're very much nurturing yourself. For some of you, there could be some heartache regarding like a mother figure, or just someone who, maybe your mother, or just someone who is a mother. Okay. But for others of you, it was something about your self-worth or self-value, because I feel like you have somebody that has tried to belittle you, demean you, gaslight you, whatever, like somebody who just has a mouth for the trash can, you know? Somebody who abuses their power in some way, and it's like they have some kind of intention to try to knock you down a peg. And I think that for a second it works, but then you're like, okay, bye. Like I'm just gonna, which I feel is such an Aquarius thing to do. I remember that I had an Aquarius best friend back in the day, and she was so funny. And we just kind of like went our own separate ways. It was no bad blood or whatever. But she was on like a live stream one night, and she was wearing these gorgeous boots. I mean, they were so cute. And somebody tried to hurt her feelings, and they were like, those boots are fucking ugly. And she took off her boot, held it against her ear like a phone, and she said, hello, who is this? Oh no, I'm sorry, you can't afford these, and put her boot back on. And it was the funniest shit. And it reminds me that's what this reminds me of. Oh my God. Anyway, I love Aquariuses. They're so funny. They're so awesome, honestly. So I don't know. It just kind of reminds me of that a little bit. Tell me why that Page of Cups is reversed. The Death card. You decide that you're not really giving your love to someone anymore because you feel like, you know, you have had a lot of patience with somebody who's been testing that same very patience, someone who has been basically saying whatever it is that they need to say in order to get you to invest more emotionally, financially, whatever it may be. So you're like, yeah, I'm not really doing that anymore, but like, I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you showing up. You know what I'm saying? What's the advice card? The Five of Pentacles. Oof, baby, leave it behind before it drains you. Okay, there's something that you need to stop doing. For some of you, you need to focus on your finances, or you need to stop spending money. Okay, I know we can all feel really confident when we have all these planets. We have the stellium in our sign, you know what I'm saying? Just be cautious. But for some of you, you're needing to abandon something or someone, because otherwise you'd be abandoning yourself. We have inner vision. Oh, that's my gift in human design. Cut through the fog of confusion with your power of discernment. Okay. And then mutable. Okay. So try not to feel like something has to go a specific way. So for instance, let's say that you're in a really toxic relationship and you're like, no, this has to work. And you don't realize how much you're betraying yourself or how much it's going to drain you mentally, financially, emotionally, spiritually, etc. All of that. It's asking you to go more with the flow of how things could be instead of feeling like you have to have one set mind frame on how something should be in your mind. Hey Pisces, let's go ahead and see what you have going on for the week of January 25th through to the 31st. Let's see here. Temperance reversed. King of Wands reversed behind that with the Five of Swords reversed. Okay, you're doing too much here. The Emperor. You have a lot going on, it feels like. And I don't know if that's just internally or externally or whatever it may be, but there's a lot going on. And I think you're kind of having a hard time being patient. I think that you're having a hard time with balancing your workflow, your life in general. Judgment reversed. Oh boy. But yeah, you're very impatient this week. You're really impatient. It seems like there's an opportunity for you to make a really big judgment call, or for maybe even for you to go on like a new path or something regarding your purpose, but it's almost like you're just frustrated by it, or it just feels like an inconvenience for you. Yeah, Four of Pentacles. You're just very held back. There's the Star. Oh, I see what you're doing. And the Six of Cups. You're holding out for something better. Because in my opinion, you're not making a decision on something because it's not what you want. You're holding out for what you believe is to be better, something higher. Not necessarily like, oh, this is my purpose, but something that matters to you, like something that you genuinely want to do, something that you've hoped for, maybe even since childhood. And it seems like you're being given a gift this week. You're being given a gift. Tell me about that Temperance reverse, please. The Magician reversed. Okay. Well, I don't think this is the worst problem in the world to have. And in all honesty, you know what it feels like, Pisces? It feels like you have a lot of talents, or you have a lot of things that you're interested in. But at the same time, you have maybe so many things that you want to do, or so many different ideas, that you can't really pin exactly what it is that you want to do down. Okay. It feels like you're very mentally scattered. You're getting lost in the details, and yet at the same time getting lost in regards to the big picture. And I think for the most part, like, you're trying to do the best that you can with that Emperor energy there. Like, you're putting aside any petty feelings and you're doing what it is that needs to be done. What do I mean by that? You're paying your car note, you're taking care of the kids, or you're taking care of your business. You're detaching any kind of frustrated emotions, or even a feeling of impatience. You're separating yourself from that, and you're just saying, okay, I just need to do what I need to do. You seem to be very in control. Why the Judgment reversed here? What is this? The Seven of Swords. You're trying to be very strategic in regards to certain decisions that you made or are making regarding some kind of plans. Some kind of plans, something that you're starting or something that you're picking back up. Some of you also may be feeling kind of misjudged, or just judged in general in regards to a certain situation, but it's like you're not really paying attention to it. You may even feel like somebody's doing that on purpose to try to trigger you. Tell me about the Three of Wands reversed. The Hierophant. Something regarding potentially some kind of educational path or relationship isn't really working out. So it's like you're kind of needing to backtrack a little bit because something isn't as grounded as you'd like it to be. And so you seem to be revisiting that. Mm. Okay. Okay. It's really interesting because the Hierophant is a very committed relationship, right? Or it's education, but it's all very traditional. And it's almost like you're connected to something or you planned for something traditional in your life, but you don't like it, or this isn't what you really had in mind. Maybe it's like a certain career. Like your dad is like, oh no, I want you need to be working a 9 to 5 like a real man, or I don't know, maybe your mom is like, oh no, you need to marry a rich man, honey, and you need to have a bunch of babies. And there's something that I feel like you're frustrated by that has to do with the norm, that has to do with the traditional. It's like you don't want it, you want more of this. You want a little bit of gravitas, you want love, you want success and eyes on you, or whatever it may be. Maybe it's like you have somebody offering you a very like traditional relationship and you're like, boring, where are the flowers? You know what I'm saying? Where the fuck are my flowers? Tell me about that Four of Pentacles. Although I already feel like I know what it is. Yeah, Eight of Wands reverse. You're not, no, you're not into it. And if this Emperor isn't you, maybe you're holding out for an Emperor, or maybe you're like holding out for a better job. Tell me about that Star. The Chariot. You're very determined to get what it is that you want. Like you have a lot of hopes that you will be courageous in getting the things that you want, is really what it comes down to. And you're ready to be very honest about whatever that is. Like you're being very honest with yourself by the end of this week. Page of Wands reversed on the Six of Cups. I think after like some kind of conversation has been delayed for a long time, what's the gift? And now it seems to be happening. Or a message. The Wheel of Fortune. There may be a message coming from a distance, or someone may be like, it can be as simple as like, maybe you always wanted to study an astrology course or a tarot course or something like that. And so, you kind of delayed it because maybe you didn't want to pay for it, Four of Pentacles, and then somebody like gifts you with it or something like that. But it feels like it's very beneficial, whatever it is. It seems really positive, like really, really positive. Like you're happy to get it. It's something that I think that you've hoped for. Of course, it can be just like love or a connection or a friend coming to visit. Could be something with travel. What's the advice? The King of Cups reversed. Oops. The High Priestess. Listen to your intuition about any kind of manipulative behaviors going on around you, because I feel like you're going to clock it. When you clock it, you're going to know. Okay? So I don't know who the hell that's about. Steady as you go. Navigate with patience. Navigate with patience and resilience, trusting in your inner strength to guide you through life's twists and turns. So again, listen to your intuition. Try to be patient. I feel like you're kind of losing your shit. It's causing you to doubt yourself quite a bit also. Or because you're losing your patience or you're getting frustrated, you may be the one that ends up being manipulative. Okay, so just be cautious with that. I have this freaking Band-Aid on my thumb and I can't like shuffle or anything. So it's asking you to stay grounded, maybe focus on your money, focus on your 3D reality. The fact that it says steady as you go and earth, it's asking you to be grounded. It's asking you to fucking chill. Okay, that is what it's asking you to do. Thanks a lot, Pisces. I really appreciate it. Have a good one. All right. Hello there, Miss Number One. Thank you for being the first person. You were on the ball. I appreciate it. So I'm going to be taking a look at if your ex is going to apologize and if he wants a relationship with you again on more solid ground. So first, let's see where his energy is at in regards to an apology. The Five of Wands. Okay, well, let me get another one before I jump right into it. The Two of Swords reversed. Okay. Here. The Queen of Pentacles reversed. Tell me about that Two of Swords reversed. The Tower. He knows he owes you one. The High Priestess is what we know within us, what we understand without always having to say out loud, or what we understand without needing proof. And I feel like there's intuition that he does owe you something. Six of Pentacles. The problem is not the awareness or the understanding. The issue is the ego, as it is with a lot of people, right? The Two of Swords reversed to the Queen of Pentacles reversed. To me, this is somebody that is realizing if he were to stop avoiding something, himself, his ego, whatever he said, and he were to directly say something to you, he feels like he would be met with anger. Or honestly, the Queen of Pentacles reverse can be somebody who's very critical and like kind of mean, right? And probably rightfully so. I'm sure that he probably deserves it. But the Two of Swords reverse with the Tower, I think he's afraid that like shit will get worse, basically. But he knows that he owes it to you. That's the thing. Is he going to apologize? Yes. That's good. So something must happen. So there's inner conflict about whether or not to do it, whether or not to, do I avoid it or do I actually say something? Because I think a lot of it has to do with fear and insecurity, or not wanting to be perceived in a certain way, in my opinion. And for a yes or no question, the justice is a yes. And not only that, but it's when you balance the scales, it's when you make something right. So I think that he's going to do it. Okay. So does he want a relationship with her again under more solid ground? Wheel of Fortune. I think so. I think he wants a more positive relationship. I think he wants things to move forward. I don't think he necessarily is going to try to force it or wants to force it. The ego, it's the ego. That's the problem. It feels like he doesn't really know how to lead or take the lead in the situation. And so what he really wants is things to move forward, but his ego may be limiting him or inhibiting him to really giving you what you want, and to be honest, giving himself what he wants with you. What does he want with number one? Genuinely. What does he want with her? Knight of Swords reversed. Let me see. Four of Swords. I feel like he wants you to be a bit passive about something, because I do think he's scared you're going to read him the riot act. Again, probably probably deserved. It's at the bottom of the deck. It's still there. Look, this is showing up again. He knows he owes it to you. I think he wants peace. I do. I don't think that he wants conflict. I don't think that he wants drama. I don't think he wants these tower moments. I think that he's very much understanding that something has to be rebuilt and that something has to be changed in order for your demeanor to change, right? If you feel like you're not in a safe environment or you're stressed out all the time, you're probably not going to be an angel, are you? No, right? So he's very well aware of that. I think he will apologize. He wants things to move forward. His ego does get in the way. I think he's very well aware of that. And what he really wants is peace. He doesn't want to be triggered. I don't think he wants to trigger you. I do think he wants something more expansive, something a little bit more jolly, I guess you could say, the Wheel of Fortune. Um, but I also think that there's his own masculine insecurities under the surface or on the surface. And then we have Sagittarius. It feels very Jupiterian again. And then higher wisdom, which is Jupiter and Sagittarius. Explore options, learn what you can, and expand your horizons. So listen, I'm not going to tell you like what to do per se, but it depends on where you are mentally. Like, go out there and live your life. Like, explore life, have fun, go on a fucking adventure. You know what I mean? I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's an adventure to the coffee shop, you know, at one city away, or if it's in a foreign land somewhere, or maybe it's about meeting new friends, whatever it is. It says that there's something here that you're supposed to learn from this connection, as with any connection, to be honest with you. But there's also things outside of the connection. And I know that you know that. It's just the advice. And I think that you need to explore the other things outside of the connection. Thank you so much, number one. I really appreciate you. And I hope everything works out. If you ever get a chance, let me know. Bye for now. All right. Hello, number two. What's going on? Let's go ahead and see what the major themes for your 2026 are going to be. Let's see here. Show me major themes for number two here. Show me major themes for number two. Show me major themes in 2026 for my number two here. The Magician reverse. Clarify that Magician reverse. The Star. Okay. You have what it takes to accomplish something really, really huge, especially because I think that you may have some kind of tower moment here this year, whatever it may be. Now, please understand that tower moments are not always that dramatic. Sometimes it can talk about having a grand or grandiose epiphany about something that makes a light switch turn on in regards to what? Your talents, gifts, skills, abilities, your dreams, your aspirations, all of those things. You seem to have this perspective of yourself this year that in some ways you are limited. You believe that there is something that you are missing in your life or in regards to a talent that is not allowing you to achieve some kind of dream. The thing is that you do have it. You do have it, but you have been either gaslit so many times or manipulated into thinking the opposite, that you don't realize you're probably sitting on a winning lottery ticket and you're just allowing some kind of insecurity to stop you from getting what you truly want in this lifetime. And the Star is not something small. It's something big. It can be like in an extreme way, stardom, right? Telling you to not give up on something, because I do think that you feel you are vastly limited, but I really think it's just self-doubt, because you could do something big here with some kind of talent, gift, skill, or ability that you have, but it's your mindset that needs fixing. And you're going to learn this year that something has to change in regards to that. And once that changes, all of this around you is going to start to change. Okay, what else is the overall theme? The Hangman reversed. Tell me more. The Queen of Swords. Your mindset. Again, okay. when it comes to getting money or relationships, whatever it may be, okay, Libra things, how we relate to others, contracts, business partnerships, friendships, romantic relationships, all of the above, right? There's an opportunity for you to be able to, I don't know if network is the right word, but have a lot of very important conversations with people this year about things that you want to do. Venus rules Libra. You think about, again, money, relationships, self-worth, self-value, something in that regard. The problem is that you're not allowing yourself to surrender to something that has already occurred that you seem to be very stuck on. And you're stuck on it because you feel like there are missing spaces. So, for instance, let's say that you had a lot of really rocky relationships in your life and you feel like people have manipulated you. You don't really know the truth about people. You're still kind of in an illusion about somebody or others. And you're stuck on what you don't know. You're like, oh, God, I'm still trying to figure that out. I'm trying to dissect it. I'm trying to understand it, when it's like, there's only so much that you can understand with the information that you have. And so what is coming this year is where you start to take your power back by saying, you know what, I don't need to fill in the blanks in order to have new relationships. I don't need to fill in the blanks or try to understand the past to understand the present right now in this very moment, because that Queen of Swords is somebody who has been fucked over a lot and has acquired the wisdom from those heartaches or from those bad business dealings or whatever it is. And now she makes very unbiased decisions. She's like, cut to the chase. Where's my money? Cut to the chase. What do you want in a relationship? What are you looking for? Oh, no, I'm sorry. That's not going to work for me. I know that you're handsome. It's still not going to work for me. You know what I'm saying? She's I don't want to say she's cutthroat, but she will cut a bitch off, right? And so I hope I'm explaining this okay, because I definitely feel like this is more so about your mindset than anything, and maturing that. And once you're able to do that, you'll see that what you can accomplish is actually far greater than you thought it was. So I am going to pull an oracle for you. Commit to the journey, baby. Commit to the journey. With determination, go all in for the long term. Your steadfast focus will bring lasting rewards. I'm trying to tell you, I told you, don't give up. Especially in the thing, for the thing that you have some kind of emotional or nostalgic attachment to. I'm not talking about a toxic ex or something like that, okay? But like, what really would make you feel good at a deep level, and trust that and run with that all the way to the bank, baby. Thanks so much. I love you to pieces, and let me know how it goes. Happy 2026, darling. Bye for now. All right, number 3, it's always a pleasure to see you in here, Miss Aquarius. Let's go ahead and see what this person feels for you. The World. Okay. The King of Cups reversed. It's almost like there's definitely an attraction, but there's also some kind of avoidance. Like, he may be avoiding a reconciliation, or he may be avoiding taking accountability or making a really big decision because there's some level of fear or something he's afraid is going to be exposed. So, for instance, let's say that you like a very vulnerable man, and while he's very attracted to you, he may not be the most vulnerable person. Okay, so there's some level of fear around that. He's understanding that there either needs to be closure or some level of maturity in order to make this work, but I feel like he's incredibly stubborn. However, I feel like there's something about your guys' connection that is inspiring him, because the Ace of Wands is here with the World, or kind of forcing him a little bit to take a very mature route about something. So maybe if he's somebody who doesn't really want like long-term relationships, usually he may be looking at you like, shit, this is kind of a big deal, or I know that she is going to require a bit more of me, you know, something to that effect. So let's see here. What does she need to know about him? The Nine of Swords. Oh. Okay. The Ace of Swords reverse. There's some that he's afraid you're going to find something out. Nine of Swords, Ace of Swords reverse. I looked at the bottom of the deck. Seven of Cups, Seven of Swords reverse can represent a guilty conscience. A guilty conscience about what? The Ten of Cups. Maybe he's already in a relationship. Maybe he told you he wants a relationship, but he's really not going to commit because of some kind of fear. Nine of Swords, you know. He's worried. He's anxiety ridden for some reason. He's anxiety ridden because there's something he feels guilty about that he feels like you're either going to call him out on or that may be exposed. That's what I'm getting with that. We have stay in the flow for you. And then we have the South Node. Surrender to the rhythm of life, remaining open to opportunities and lessons as they naturally unfold. So basically it's just telling you, don't try to force anything. Don't try to force him to be vulnerable. Don't try to force a commitment. Don't try to force a truth. Like, just kind of be like, I don't give a shit. You know, honestly. That's usually when they come around or start to act right, to be honest. South Node. Like, if you feel like you've been kind of trying to drive this too much or make it go in a certain direction, just let go of the wheel. Be like, well, you know. You do you. You know what I mean? For some reason, it's telling you to do that. So I love you to pieces. Always a pleasure. I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now. Okay, number 4. I have been, you're going to think I'm so dumb, okay? But my 6th house stellium Virgo brain, I have been thinking about the comment that you left on my live like weeks ago when I had to go back and record the super chat questions. And I did your super chat question and you gave me like this raving, beautiful, wonderful comment. And I'm like, I have to reply to that comment. I have to reply to that comment. And I swear to God, I've been doing this for like 2 weeks. So I'm just going to fucking say it now. I love you. Thank you for boosting my ego and making me feel good. That meant the world to me with what you said. I don't even know if you remember what I'm talking about, but it really made my day. And that's why it's been stuck in my head. Don't forget to reply. Don't forget to reply. So here's your reply. Okay. Thank you so much. All right. So let's go ahead and see. Let's see what Spirit wants you to know. The Chariot. Okay. Where do you want her to go or do? I saw the Ten of Swords come up and maybe asking to let something go. The King of Swords. There's a conversation that you are needing to have about something and potentially a decision that you're needing to make from pure logic. You may be a little afraid to do it. You may need to cut something out, cut a bitch off, you know, tell somebody to, you know, get lost, whatever it is. What's this about or around? Ace of Wands reverse. It can be if you feel like somebody either A, isn't attracted to you, they're uninspiring, they're demotivated, they're not taking action, something regarding a false start. Now, if you want to be practical about it, it can be saying like something needs to be done about a vehicle. Okay, that can be it. But really, I feel like this is you needing to make a decision and push through some kind of conversation that you either fear having or cutting something or someone out that you're fearing to do. Because I'm kind of wondering if you're delaying this. Oh, yeah, there's some kind of decision that you're needing to make around some kind of heartbreak. And it's like, I need you, it's basically saying like, I need you to see the reality of this. You know, that's the vibe. Because I mean, like the Seven of Cups reversed. Okay, I just heard you were right the whole time. I don't know. I just heard you were right the whole time. I saw that moon reverse and I heard in my head, you were right the whole time. So I don't know why I need to tell you that, But that Seven of Cups reverse is like the reality check about something or someone that hurt you. What do you specifically want her to do about this? The Fool. Fuck it. Okay. Now obviously that's easier said than done, okay? But the Fool, for what spirit is wanting you to do, this is when we say, I'm not going to hold on to this shit anymore, or I'm not going to carry the baggage. I'm not going to carry the emotional burdens, or I'm not going to carry your shit and mine, or whatever it is. It's about traveling light, leaving the baggage at the door, and then starting something new, starting something fresh, knowing that spirit and universe has your back, and taking the wisdom with you, not the baggage. So I don't know if you need to go on a trip. Okay, I don't know if it's about travel plans. I don't know if it's telling you stop holding off on travel plans because something about that is going to heal you, or if it's about the thing I said previously. Let's see. What's coming towards her here? That's what I want to know. Ooh, Queen of Cups. Are we dabbling in bisexual land over here? Then it drops two queens. So dead. Okay, I'm not really saying like that's what I mean, I don't know what your orientation is. I don't pretend to know people's sexual orientations, bitch, okay? But for me to say that and then the Empress also pops out, listen, either you also like girls and that may be something that's happening soon, or it's that you have some great feminine energy around you coming, okay, this year. Something about you and another woman. Maybe you guys are being creative together. You guys just end up bonding really, really well. But damn, like this looks really beautiful. If it's not about another woman, this can be about you being very emotionally inspired by love or by what you love to create that exact thing that you love. So, for instance, let's say that you end up falling in love this year, and then I don't know, you're a really great songwriter, okay, and singer, and then you end up writing a gorgeous song that people end up really loving on social media or whatever it is. It can kind of look like that. So be careful of getting pregnant, okay, if you don't want to get pregnant, because that can certainly be it. Yeah, trust yourself. I literally just said you were right the whole time. And that card comes out. And then we have Leo. Okay. Well, didn't you say, you said that the Leo placement resonated for you. So I feel like you need to maybe watch this Leo reading on this all signs. That can be it. Or it's saying you were right the whole time. Go back and watch the Leo reading. Let your intuition be the compass that leads you through murky waters. Ooh, darling, this reading is a little creepy. Even for this Venus and Scorpio, honey, and that's saying a lot. So yeah, trust yourself with whatever this is. You have some great things coming though. If you like girls, that looks great. Okay. If you're not into that, then I would say you are either potentially getting pregnant or someone you know is, but I'm not really looking at other people. Or it's that you end up creating something really beautiful that you're very proud of, something that your heart is attached to. And I feel like a glow up is coming as well with that Empress. Anyway, Christina, I love you. Thank you so much. Bye. All right. Hello, number 5. It's always nice to hear from you. So I know that you've developed a bit of a crush and you genuinely have no idea what to do. Literally been there. It'll pass once you get to a certain age. You stop kind of feeling like that. Well, maybe. Hopefully not. Hopefully you just don't have the same experiences as me. Okay, let's see. All right, let's go ahead and see if he's interested in you. Interested in her. Mm. I think he's interested in someone else. I don't really know if this is what he wants, he may feel like you guys have had either a misunderstanding, drama, or that Three of Cups reversed and the Two of Cups reversed. It kind of feels like there's somebody else in the mix. There's something about him feeling like you guys are quite different, which he may feel is not really his vibe, or like Nine of Cups reverse is like, I don't really know if that's necessarily what I want, but let's see. Let me see. What are his feelings for her? What are his feelings for her? Four of Pentacles. Yeah, there's something about him being very reserved. Why? Why the Four of Pentacles? The Emperor reversed. Well, I don't really know if he feels the same, if I'm going to be honest with you. He seems quite held back. He doesn't really want to take action. I'm going to pull you one more for that Emperor reversed. I feel like Seven of Pentacles. I feel like he has his hand in another cookie jar. I feel like he's invested somewhere else. And I think he's too afraid to take a risk here because of said investment. As soon as I saw that Three of Cups reversed, I was like, I feel like there's a third party, or you may become the third party, you know? So I think he's a little bit focused on that. And there's something that's kind of out of alignment between the two of you. Like the Two of Cups reversed can be like, oh, we're just too different, or there was some kind of misunderstanding that I'm not really vibing with, or like something to that effect. Okay, so I'm not really seeing, because I feel like he's holding on to something else he's already been invested in for a while. I do think he's thought about it though. And I say that because the Seven of Pentacles is like, okay, either I can continue to invest in this one thing, or I can invest in this new thing. So he's thought about it, but he's not quite there. Let's get your advice. Not afraid of hardships. Confront challenges with courage, for they are the stepping stones to growth and wisdom. And then Yang. Interesting. Don't be afraid of this motherfucker. it's kind of what I'm getting with this. Don't be afraid of this person, If you want to express yourself, you know? If you want to speak up, speak up. It's telling you that don't be afraid of hardship. So even if you get rejected, like, don't let it make you insecure. Just understand it's a part of life. And I feel like the more you get rejected, or the more that you try, somebody will like you. You know what I mean? Guys are usually pretty easy as far as like being attracted to you to a degree, right? So I wouldn't worry about it too much. You're a beautiful young lady. So just go for it if you want to go for it. It doesn't mean he's going to say yes, but it doesn't mean he's going to say no either. This isn't really about him. This is about courage. This is about security, inner security. This is about confidence. Okay. So that's what I have for you, darling. Take care, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now. All right. Hello, Anne, or number 6. First of all, I just want to say thank you so much for what you said about me and to me. I thought that was really kind, and it definitely touched me. So thank you. It made my night. Now, first off, let's go ahead and take a look at the crush. I want to see not only how he feels about you, but also how he sees you or thinks about you. So let me see. What is this man's feelings for my number 6 over here? What are his feelings? What are the Libra's feelings for number 6? The Justice. Okay. Okay, tell me more. The Fool reversed. He's trying to do the right thing. The Knight of Swords reverse. He's very cautious for some reason. just kind of going with the flow. If he like did something impulsive, he may around you or about you or something like that, he may want to try to make that right. But to me, this looks like somebody who's trying to make unbiased decisions regarding the connection. So he's like, okay, what is the right thing to do here, you know? And so whatever that is in his own mind. I don't think he's trying to screw you over. It doesn't feel like he has bad intentions or anything like that. I feel like he's willing to explore the connection, but I also think he's exploring things outside of the connection. And what I mean by that, I think you said something about, yeah, you said he was going to resign. So what is his intention with her, or his next actions towards her? Like, what is the intent? The Seven of Pentacles reverse. I don't, it's almost like he's making a very detached decision. Like, it doesn't feel as though he's incredibly invested. He's trying to be very careful for some reason. And it may be because he's on to other things. Okay, with that Three of Wands and that Saturn, like he's like, oh, okay, well, I'm, you know, Three of Wands in the world can be where like we're exploring new territory. So it's kind of making me feel, so for instance, this is just an example. He might be of the mindset of like, oh, well, I'm leaving and this is my job and I don't want to make any impulsive decisions and just kind of like go with it. I have to be more responsible, or, you know, do the honorable thing or the noble thing or whatever, because, you know, I'm kind of on to new heights or whatever it may be. How does he perceive her? How does he see her? How does he see her? Okay, I guess I'll take him. Oh no, that's too many. Sorry. I thought that was just a couple. That was way too many. Okay, that's still too many. All right, I'm just going to pull. Let's see. How does he view her? The King of Cups. He feels like you're very mature. Somebody he either loves or could be in love with if he allowed himself to be open to it. Give me 2 more shuffles, please. Okay. The Moon. Somebody he hides his emotions from. And I think he feels like you have emotions for him as well. And it's either that you hide it or you just try to suppress them because of some kind of fear. Tell me about that Hermit reversed. The Wheel of Fortune reversed. There's something about him feeling like you're keeping a lot of things inside because of fears around trying to force something or fears around repeating a cycle in your life. He feels like you haven't learned your lesson about something, which is really weird. I don't know what that is. It's weird because I don't think he wants to do wrong by you. He's trying to make very detached decisions, but I also think he views you as somebody he feels like he could love, or that he does love, but has to hide it from. Why the Moon? Why the Moon? Why the Moon? The Four of Swords. Because you're healing from something, or he feels like he has to be detached because of a professional decision or something like that. Okay. Does he feel, is he healing from something, or are you? Because there's something about like needing to heal here. Okay. Now I know you asked how your managers and stuff like that are going to feel about what you requested. So let's see. How are they going to feel about it? Just general average consensus. Queen of Swords. They're going to make a fair decision. They're being very logical. You have like You have people here who are very unbiased or trying to make very wise or detached decisions. Like, so for instance, maybe you have some managers that really, really like you, but they also know that they can't show favoritism. They'll make a fair decision. How will Anne see this decision or perceive it? The strength. Okay. I think you're going to feel good about it. You might feel like something is a little like held back, or you might feel like they're holding back a little bit from you, but I think that you feel confident. So what's the outcome of this for her? The specific thing she asked me. The Three of Swords. You may not get exactly what you want, but it does feel like you're confident in the decision. Three of Swords. I don't really know if you're on the same page about what they're offering you or really how they're going about it, but you still feel confident about the decision. But it seems like you're holding back as well. So I don't know. It doesn't feel like it goes exactly the way that you wanted it to. Three of Swords is like oh, that didn't really turn out the way that I wanted it to. How is the raise going to turn out? The Four of Wands reversed. Yeah, it feels like they're being kind of like held back about it or something. They're making very unbiased decisions, like very. So you may get something, but it may not exactly be what you want, or you may just feel like you're waiting around a lot and you may start to get in your head about it, okay? Is what I really think the real issue is. So it may feel, I don't know if conservative is the right word, but you may not really feel like there's a big reason to celebrate. Okay, let me put it like that. Sorry, I know that's probably like not really what you want to hear. Anyway, I pulled a couple of extra ones for you. It says take great care, nurture yourself, prioritize well-being, and tread gently on your journey ahead. And then we have house 7. So this is about your one-on-one relationships and your one-on-one dynamics. And so I feel like when it talks about nurturing yourself, you may feel like you need to nurture yourself because of the people around you. Like maybe you feel like people are being too detached with you, or, maybe you're overthinking your connections to people or whatever it is. And it's trying to ask you to prioritize yourself. Fuck other people. Okay. I'm not saying like, F them forever, right? But like right now, you need to make everything about you to a degree, like your health, your well-being, your mental health, your physicality, all of it. Okay. For some reason, it's saying that. So that's what I have for you. Thank you so much. Of course, it's always a pleasure to hear from you. And again, thank you so much for the sweet things that you said. It meant the world to me. I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now. All right. So, hello, number 7. Congrats on the short film. Honestly, that's something that I really want to get into. So, you're living my dream here. So, I know that you had some questions about your collaborator, I guess you could say. And then we're going to see what you should expect for the short film. So, let's go ahead and take a look at the short film first. What is the outcome of this short film project? Almost. I saw the 2 of Cups reversed. Oh, God. Okay, well, let's see. Okay. 2 of Wands. The 8 of Wands reversed. You may feel like you're going to need to go in a different direction with the short film. Because it looks to me like something's blocking it. Like something's blocking the speed of the production. Something is blocking you from finishing it in one way or another. So it just feels like a pivot, not a nightmare. Okay. So like, for instance, let's say that this collaborator person doesn't work out and you're like, okay, well, I'm going to have to shoot in a different place because they were going to let me use their barn to shoot the film. So now you have to find someone else, right? So it can be something like that. And it's going to require that you come out of your comfort zone a little bit in order to kind of remove this block. So, maybe if you're not a super social person, you might need to reach out to people, and be like, hey, like, does anyone have a barn I can I can use, for my short film? So it can get done. You're just gonna have to pivot something. So let's see. As far the Two of Cups reverse still came out, I'm gonna keep it, but let's see what we can expect here with that person. How is this connection with this person going to affect the film? All right, I'm just gonna take them. The Four of Cups. I think this person feels rejected. Four of Cups, Seven of Cups reverse, and the Ace of Pentacles. So, if I'm going to be totally honest with you, number seven, I think that this person seems to be pretty disappointed, and I think that they may be leaving you in a very disappointed situation as well, or disappointing situation, where you're probably going to have to make a choice based on full-blown reality, like a reality check moment, because I feel like this person feels as though they got a reality check moment, that something in fact was not mutual. And so, to be honest with you, it's either that this person is going to be like, okay, well, let's just make this purely professional, or to be honest with you, you may have to start again, or you may end up getting a new opportunity that is strictly professional from someone else. So let's see here. We have fresh ideas. Stay open minded, inviting new perspectives to enrich your journey and spark creative solutions. So I definitely think that there is something that's going to require creative ideas, creative solution to a very creative problem. And it is going to ask you to pivot with that Two of Wands. It is going to ask you to stay open minded with something. No, it doesn't mean that you have to accept this person's advances, right? Um, and then we have Mercury, but it does mean that you may need to stay open-minded to networking. I don't know, maybe writers, maybe going on social media, going on backstage, something like that. So it's asking you to open up your mind, think, learn, network, communicate with others, etc., to really see the full culmination of what it is that you're trying to create here. Okay. So thank you so much, number seven. Good luck with everything. Definitely let me know how it goes if you ever get a chance. And hopefully I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.